sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we go into show number 494. 494. Oh, man. 6 more weeks and we will be rolling out show number 500. Got a lot of special things going on for that. Over 19 years on the air, and this is third Saturday, which means it's me and my good friend Frank Barton from Barton Power Sports, Barton Indian Motorcycles, and he's in West Memphis today, but we'll get with Frank. Good morning, Frank. You've been part of this show for how long, you think? How long? Over 10 years. Yeah, over 10 years.
I think I started with you in 2008.
All right. Well, that's
Possibly 7, but I know 8.
Yeah. Well, you're probably my oldest co-host. I don't mean by age, but you're in there. So, Frank, we don't talk a lot about CWD, chronic wasting disease in Arkansas. I know you guys have got it, but we're kicking off the deer season. We had the velvet hunt back at the end of August, and the TWRA is able now to really get quick information to the folks out there via social media, and there is a time next week that they will be on Facebook Live, and who better to talk about chronic wasting disease in Tennessee, and particularly in our West Tennessee, is our good friend Chuck Yoest. He is the TWRA CWD coordinator. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, gentlemen. Glad to be with you.
About bright and early, Chuck. All right, let's talk about this September the 23rd. So that would be, is that a Tuesday? What is that? What is the 23rd? I'm looking at my calendar here. So 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Yeah, September the 23rd, starting at noon. They will be Facebook Live. So tell our listeners what's going to happen.
Yeah, so we're excited to get back going with our public meeting regarding chronic wasting disease and targeting the area known as Unit CWD and hoping that folks will tune in. You know, we've done a barrage of public meetings over in Unit CWD and wanted to do a lot more, but the COVID situation has forced us to not do those in person and visit all those counties firsthand like we'd like to. So this is the new version of those CWD public meetings, and we're looking forward to doing those soon.
And so this first one, you'll have two. The first one on the 23rd of September, then you'll come back on October the 29th, because that's getting really into the we're cranking out the deer season. Starts gun, muzzleloader, and archery on the 31st statewide, and I'm looking at some of the different deals here. So what happens at this? You're enabling people to actually send you in questions, and you can also do it on your computer live, right, Chuck?
Yeah, that's correct. We'll present a little bit of information, but more importantly, people can ask questions right there on Facebook Live, or they can submit them between now and then. So we'll be there and willing to provide any information that people are looking for.
And by doing it at noon, that's kind of an unusual time. So talk, why how did we determine that?
Yeah, this is why you don't make a wildlife biologist your engineer or your communications expert, because you just wouldn't know this unless you were in communications doing this type of work. But they get the best viewership of meetings like this by hosting them in the middle of the day, believe it or not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the best participation, and it's also good that you can watch these after the fact as well. So it won't be limited to just those that are on their lunch break.
No, but that does open up for folks who are on their lunch break that they couldn't do during the workday. So you're able to communicate during a break in the day. And I know questions, Chuck. Man, you've been thrown into this thing and you've handled it all so well and everything like that. What do you want to get out of something like this? What's the positive that you want to get?
Yeah, well, thanks for that. That's a great question. And yeah, I am proud of how the agency's done. It's been a good team effort, and I wouldn't have gotten anything done without the group. But yeah, these are intended really to just pump information out that we feel like hunters and other deer management stakeholders need and will benefit from. And hunters are our biggest ally in managing CWD. We've got a significant CWD challenge in the state, and we want to keep them informed and motivated and engaged and confident in the agency's efforts. So that's what we plan to do, or hope we do.
And you can ask. Here's what it is now in advance now of the event on the 23rd. Go to ask.twra@tn.gov. You can pick up and ask your questions. You can also, during the event itself, which will be live at noon on the 23rd of September, that during that time you can post a question on Facebook Live with the TWRA. And I know that something like this, Chuck, time limit-wise, restrictions, you'll start right at 12 and kind of goes through the format. What's going to happen?
Well, it'll be mainly what folks are used to. You're right about starting on time and it being live, and we'll again, there'll be some presentation of things that are kind of an update that folks may not know yet, but what we hope more so than that, or at least after that, is to have a lot of interaction, hopefully live interaction.
Yes.
To really get at the questions that are burning in people's minds.
So who will be taking part in the Facebook Live besides you?
Well, we've got a great lineup. We've got Dr. Dan Grove, who is our wildlife veterinarian. Yeah. He's with TWRA and UT Extension.
Right. Yeah.
He'll be there. Steph Carnes, who's going to be new to everybody, who is a really high performing biologist that we've picked up, who's supporting us now with CWD efforts. Oh. Jeremy Dennison, who's
yes, that's our guy.
Lives and work in the affected area. He'll be there. That I may be overlooking somebody. Our communications chief will be there, Jennifer Wisniewski. She's her and Jason Harmon, which y'all probably know. Jason.
Oh yeah, and we know both of those people. So it will be a full house for you guys to answer questions and things along that line. I know that Frank's listening in on this, and I know you kicked it off. The season kicked off with what's known as the Velvet Hunt. What have you heard from that early hunt? Did you have anything that noteworthy that we need to know about for our CWD?
Yeah, I think you'll find this interesting. The harvest was 750. That's how many were reported statewide.
That's what I knew. Yeah.
During that hunt, but in the unit CWD counties, it was 164, and that was that was up from the previous year, which it was 65.
I know
then.
it. That's what I wanted to find out. Okay, it was up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it was the third year. Year one was archery only. It was 40, the reported harvest. Year two was we added muzzleloaders. It jumped to 65. Year three, we jumped to 164 with the addition of guns. So, hey, that's a great thing. That's a great outcome for Unit CWD, and I bet those hunters sure enjoyed that hunt.
I've seen plenty of pictures that they have, and do we know that any CWD was reported in any of those deer? Did you have a chance to know that? Did we have any more that were checked in that might have had CWD?
Yeah, yes, sir. We had 8.
8.
Yeah.
8
yes,
out of
8 additional.
8 out of 750. Okay, and they were where?
Yeah, they were Hardin and Fayette County. So
that's what I figured.
That's
the two counties I hunt. The two counties I hunt. I figure there were. Yeah, right there. but we are up to 11 counties. Is that still true as we head into this meeting? We have 11 in the CWD units, right?
Well, we've got 7 positive counties, but we're managing 11.
Okay.
That number you referenced there, we're managing 11 like they've all got CWD because even though they don't have it or we hadn't documented it there, it's close enough that we need to manage like it's there.
So there are a total of 11 counties, 7 positive and 4 that you're managing. Is that right?
Yes, sir. 7 positive and 4, we call them high risk.
High risk. Okay. So, Chuck, we're heading into this, and I've got to ask you, your gut feeling, man. You've been punched many times since this started 3 years ago. We're dealing with COVID-19, CWD. So talk about as we head to September the 28th. That's the archery season statewide, folks. And then, of course, the gun season, muzzleloader archery, all of them on October the 31st for a little that is a weekend hunt for the kids. And then November the 7th through the 20th is muzzleloader archery, if I'm not mistaken. And then we get back to our regular season, November the 7th through the January the 3rd. This is all posted on tngov.com. I mean, you also have your, what is that, CWD website, post for that? CWD what? Look it up.
CWD in Tennessee.
CWD in Tennessee. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's a real cool thing, folks. You just sit at your computer, your pad, your iPad, whatever you got there, and that is on noon. That will be next Wednesday, the 23rd. And think about this thing. There's no time limit. Just keep Chuck there till supper time. You know, I mean, this thing could. You have a time limit, Chuck. that people better.
Oh, be careful. I'm going to send you a bill.
Uh-oh. I don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that. But they will be available, folks. It's just like you're there. But the safety precautions will keep you. You don't have to go to any gym or anything like that. So wanted Chuck on. Chuck, thank you as usual for helping us out on this Saturday morning. So, folks, again, Chuck, give them that date and what time?
Are you referring to the public meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's at noon, and you've caught me cold on the date because
September the 23rd, Chuck. September the 23rd. Chuck will be there. I promise you, he'll be there. Now, it's too early on Saturday morning, Chuck. Right? So
that's right. That's why I need a team.
That's right. Well, Chuck, if we can, we'd like to get back with you before the next meeting too, and check out how things are going because we are the voice of TWRA here. So thank you, buddy. Have a great day, and we'll watch you on TV, on Facebook, next Wednesday, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Chuck.
See you later.
All right, Chuck Yoest. I know, Frank, you're listening in on this, and, we got enough things going on, and I'm sure you hear from East Arkansas and things along that line. We don't want this disease, and we don't want the other disease we're working with. So, shop talk for you.
Well, the fact that we haven't had a confirmed case in in Crittenden County yet, and I'm really just familiar with Crittenden. I'm not.
I know
maybe,
it. You have
I don't know about other East Arkansas counties,
Well,
but I know Crittenden County we haven't. I'm somewhat surprised, given the fact that we're in such close proximity to what's going on in Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, there's some big deer in Crittenden County. A lot of people don't think that, but there's some big deer in some of those ditches and things, right? There's some. I know you've been on the way to duck hunting, seen some big deer, so it's possible. But Frank's going to stick around with us. We're going to take a break. Come right back, and we're going to talk crappie. Frank likes crappie. I like to eat crappie. I like to catch crappie, and we're going to talk to a guy that, man, he may have caught the most famous crappie ever out of Mississippi, but we're going to talk about that. It's called the 5-gallon bucket crappie, but he also just won a championship. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.